On Tuesday's edition of the morning show, George was replaced by a fan-favorite host. Whit Johnson took over while George, 62, was out for the day. The anchor and former White House communications director was also missing on Monday, along with Michael Strahan. Lindsay Davis filled in for Michael on Monday while he was away. Anchor Robin Roberts had indicated that the pair might potentially be out for the entirety of the week on Monday. However, Michael already came back from his absence. George has yet to return, and there has been no indication as to when he will be back at the desk. This is his latest absence after making an appearance on Late Night with Seth Meyers on rival network NBC. It's unclear when George plans to return, and Robin didn't speak on it as she did his absence with Michael on Monday. It's likely George could be back at his post on Wednesday unless he has already taken his time off for the impending holiday season. Last week, George's wife, Ali Wentworth, shared an old photo of herself with George and her mother taking a stroll to her fans and followers. #TBT pregnant and with my husband and mama. Ali captioned the photo. The 58-year-old was seen with her hair slicked back into a tight bun, heavily pregnant. She wore a t-shirt that exposed a bit of her baby bump and elastic pants, likely seeking the most comfortable outfit possible. Husband George, 62, was right at her side, holding her hand and leaning in close. His now salt and pepper hair was dark and bushy as he looked forward. George had taken his shirt off at some point and was walking along wearing nothing but a pair of athletic shorts. He kept his t-shirt slung over his left shoulder. To the left of the pair was Ellie's mother, Mabel Muffy Wentworth Brandon Cabot. She wore what looked like a full-size gown and a sun hat with sunglasses. The trio were walking along the beach near the ocean as the waves crashed along the shore. During George's most recent appearance on Late Night with Seth Meyers, he made an admission about a burn his daughter slung at him. George talked to Seth about some of the events that happen in his new book, The Situation Room. Speaking of his eldest daughter Elliot, 21, George admitted she said something sweet about the book. "Sometimes when I have a little trouble falling asleep, I will listen to your book," George said of Elliot. He couldn't stop laughing about it, and neither could Seth. "You know what's really sweet about that is that I don't think she intended it to be the biggest burn. No, she meant it to be sweet, like I like hearing your voice, but it didn't quite come out that way," Seth joked. Both men laughed about the realization. "And she's like, now all my friends listen to you to fall asleep," Seth snarked. "They think you have a sleep podcast." George couldn't stop laughing, but the pair moved on to discuss the meat of the book. George recently made a surprise appearance on a talk show outside of his GMA role. He was a guest on NBC's Late Night with Seth Meyers earlier this week. He took to his Instagram account to announce his Tuesday appearance. "Always a great time with it, Seth Meyers. Thank you for having me at Late Night, Seth." George captioned his photo set. Tune in tonight. #The Situation Room is available for pre-order now. Link in bio. While on the show, George, 62, discussed his 22nd wedding anniversary to wife Ali Wentworth. He also discussed some of the family's most painful experiences with George and Ali's daughters going away to college. However, he did reveal that while both Elliot and Harper have been away at school, they'll return home for the holidays. George also spent some time promoting his new book, The Situation Room. The book is about the untold stories of the goings-on in the White House's Situation Room. George's appearance on the talk show marked one of his most recent gigs away from his regular GMA hosting job.